Fans, hold your breath. What's about to happen could change the future of the Dodgers forever. We're talking about a negotiation so massive that it's already shaking the entire MLB, and no one is prepared for what's coming. I've been following the Dodgers for years, and honestly, there are very few moments when I felt we were standing at such a decisive crossroads as we are right now. The feeling is unmistakable. We're on the verge of one of the biggest moves of our modern era. And when I say that, it's not the exaggeration of a passionate fan, it's pure analysis. The scenario forming behind the scenes, the conversation circulating among league insiders, the signals coming from the front office, everything points to a change that could redefine this franchise for the next 5, 6, or even 10 years. I always say it on the channel, the Dodgers don't act on impulse. They don't spend recklessly. They don't get into bidding wars just because a name is flashy. Every step is calculated, every investment is rooted in numbers, projections, and internal models the organization has perfected over more than a decade. But right now, the tone around the league is different. The market knows the Dodgers are going to strike. The journalists know the Dodgers are going to strike. And the players themselves have already sensed the movement inside the franchise. We're talking about a rare opportunity. The kind of window that only opens when 3 things align at once. Elite talent becomes available. There's real financial flexibility to invest, and the roster has a clear, undeniable need even after winning a championship. I've been saying this in my videos. No team wins repeatedly in the MLB by standing still. And the Dodgers never stand still. It wasn't that way in 2020. It wasn't that way in 2024, and it definitely isn't the case now. What changes this time is the weight of the name involved. The player at the center of all this is currently one of the most coveted talents in the league. A player who brings power, discipline at the plate, consistent defense, and durability, something priceless in a league as physically demanding as MLB. The Dodgers evaluate a profile like this with a magnifying glass, metric by metric. And the truth is, the fit is almost perfect. The impact on the lineup would be immediate, presence in the heart of the order, protection for Freeman and Ohtani, a massive boost in on-base situations under pressure, versatility in the outfield, and a factor fans often overlook but the front office values deeply, consistency. It's not enough to shine occasionally. You need to deliver every day, and this player delivers every day. But here's where things get delicate: the cost. Discussions behind the scenes have already surpassed the $300 million mark, and yes, there are projections of contracts that could extend beyond a decade. A commitment like that transforms the present and binds the future. And the Dodgers know that, even with deep pockets, the impact on payroll, luxury tax rules, and long-term planning heading into 2030 and beyond is massive. As a fan, I feel that mix of anxiety and excitement, because I know a player of this level puts the team on another tier entirely. But I also know the decision is tied to the choices the team has already made. The rotation is loaded with stars. The lineup already has players who carry this franchise. But the outfield still lacks a definitive anchor, someone who isn't just good, but game-changing. And that's where the Dodgers front office stands out. They don't make isolated moves. There's always a larger strategy, a blueprint with several possible routes. And the most interesting part of this offseason is that, unlike previous years, the team isn't just looking at free agents. They're evaluating trades. They're watching for opportunities with players on rebuilding teams. They're analyzing their own prospects who may be ready to break into the roster. All of that weighs heavily. I've been closely watching the Dodgers farm system, and many of these kids are just a year or 2 away from making a real impact. That forces the front office to reflect. Is it worth locking down the outfield for the next decade with a superstar now? Or is it better to secure a shorter contract with immediate impact, but more flexibility for the future? To complicate things even more, the entire market knows the Dodgers have money to spend, and that always drives up negotiations. The simple mention of Los Angeles Dodgers in the race for a player inflates the price, increases incentives, and forces rival teams, especially the Giants, Cubs, and Mets, to jump in just to make the process more expensive. It wouldn't be the first time, but like I said, this window isn't normal. We're coming off historically aggressive seasons with signings that shifted the balance of the baseball world. First Ohtani, then the complete reconstruction of the rotation with Yamamoto, Snell, and Glasnow. Now, there's space, urgency, and opportunity. And when we break things down analytically, it makes perfect sense for the Dodgers to target a big-name player. The numbers say it clearly. Last season, the team struggled against left-handed pitchers, lacked depth in the outfield, and lost consistency when players like Conforto and Taylor failed to deliver. Over a long season, that matters. It matters against direct rivals. It matters in October, and it matters for building long-term confidence. That's why I see the front office approaching this moment as a turning point. And honestly, I see it the same way. I can't ignore the psychological factor either, because rooting for this team is feeling the city vibrate with every rumor. It's watching other teams get nervous the moment news breaks that the Dodgers are involved. It's seeing fans of rival teams panic at the thought of this player signing with LA. That's market power. That's dominance. But dominance only lasts if you keep making the smartest moves. And this is, without a doubt, the most important decision of the season. If the Dodgers truly push for this player, the 2026 lineup could be the strongest in a decade. The rotation is already absurd. The bullpen is adjusting. The offense could enter historic territory. As a fan, I want it. It's impossible not to. Seeing this player in Dodger blue is the kind of image that gives you chills. But as an analyst, I have to be realistic. Wanting is not enough. You have to evaluate long-term impact, system fit, durability, culture, and internal development. And that's where I close the central analysis. The Dodgers are about to make a decision that could solidify a dynasty that has been forming for years. But now I want to hear from you, the fan. Do you think it's worth paying whatever it takes to secure a player like this? Is it worth locking the outfield for the next decade? Or is it smarter to invest in smaller names and let the farm system shine? Tell me in the comments, because this decision will define the next era of Dodgers baseball, and I want to know where you stand. And of course, if you love this team as much as I do, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any exclusive analysis, breaking rumor, or urgent update. This is Dodgers News Blue Family, where the fanbase bleeds blue every single day. And the more I look at the league around us, the more I realize this offseason isn't just about signing a big name or not. It's about positioning, about reading the market, about anticipating moves other teams haven't even considered yet. I know there are fans who look at the current roster and think we're already stacked, but the truth is that a full MLB season always exposes the smallest cracks. And if today we see the Dodgers as natural contenders, it's only because the front office never lets those cracks turn into problems. It was that way before the title. It was that way when the rotation was rebuilt. It was that way when the bullpen was reshaped. And it continues now with the outfield. And the funny thing is, when we dive into the numbers, everything makes even more sense. The team improved its plate discipline, lowered its chase rate, increased efficiency with runners in scoring position, but still faced a noticeable drop in production against elite pitchers, especially high-spin left-handers. A player of this caliber would immediately solve that, adding presence, power, and constant threat in the strike zone. And that kind of skill doesn't just show up in the data. It shows up in attitude, in the psychological way the hitter brings to the opposing pitcher, in the way he changes the rhythm of an entire game even when he's not swinging the bat. Another crucial point is durability. And I say that because even with a deep roster, the Dodgers suffered injuries at key moments. In the playoffs, every absence feels like a mountain. And here lies one of the most underrated factors about this potential signing. He plays. He shows up. He endures. In a league with 162 games, physical consistency is as valuable as a 450-foot home run. I always say, availability is a skill. And this guy has it. Almost every day, year after year. But there's another part that excites me, the cultural fit. The Dodgers don't just sign talent. They sign mentality, compatibility, and character. And anyone who follows this team closely knows the Dodgers clubhouse today is one of the most united, professional, and balanced in the entire league. Ohtani brought a silent, disciplined presence. Freeman holds the emotional foundation. Betts, even though he's not here anymore, helps shape a culture of responsibility and focus. And a player of this level fits naturally into that environment, especially one known for maturity and work ethic. I know many fans also worry about the financial side. I get it, because 350, even for $100 million is not a simple decision. It's not. Every dollar invested in a superstar must be backed by internal projections, medical evaluations, biomechanical reports, and long-term simulations. And the Dodgers excel at this. They don't make massive mistakes with long-term commitments. They don't sign decade-long deals unless they're absolutely certain of the return. And that caution is exactly why these negotiations take time. It's not lack of interest. It's not doubt. It's precision. And that, as a fan, gives me even more confidence. Meanwhile, the league watches. The rivals watch. Giants, Mets, Cubs, Yankees, they all know that if the Dodgers land this player, everything changes. The division changes. The NL landscape changes. The pressure on postseason contenders changes. Baseball as a whole shifts when the Dodgers make a move like this. And that's why I always say, this is not just a baseball move. It's strategic. It's psychological. It's political. It sends a message to the entire sport. We are not satisfied. We want more, and we will dominate as long as we can. And as a passionate fan, I can't help but imagine the scene. That player walking into Dodger Stadium for the first time, wearing blue, hearing the crowd erupt, knowing he just joined not just a team, but a culture built on winning now and winning always. It's impossible not to picture the media reaction, the debates, the analysts declaring that the Dodgers are building a modern dynasty. Because truly, that's exactly what's happening. That's the vision. That's the mission. And this negotiation could be the defining chapter. But in the middle of all this, a serious question remains. Is now the right moment to make the boldest move of the offseason? Is it smarter to strike big today or wait for next year's elite free agent class? That's the internal battle. And while I have my own preferences, I also know the front office has information we'll never see from the outside. Internal metrics, aging curves, biomechanical data, psychological assessments, everything. When the Dodgers hesitate, it's never fear, it's precision. Looking at the emotional side, there's something I know you, as a Dodgers fan, feel exactly like I do, the sense that this team is on the verge of something historic, something that will be remembered for generations. The championship window is wide open. The rotation is elite. The lineup is explosive. But there's still one missing piece, the piece that turns a favorite into inevitable, and that piece might be right in front of us. The question is, will we grab it, or let someone else do it? So now I want to hear you, truly. What would you do if you were in the front office? Would you open the vault, offer 8, 10, or 12 years? Or would you play it safe and wait? Who do you want to see wearing Dodger blue next season? Tell me in the comments, because this isn't just a decision for the executives. This is a historic moment for all of us, the Blue Nation, and of course, if you want to stay ahead of every rumor, every insider update, and every deep analysis like this, make sure to subscribe to Dodgers News Blue family, drop a like, and share this video with another fan living this same anticipation. Here, we breathe Dodgers every single day, and this offseason drama is far from over.